The January transfer window is about to begin, and it is likely that we are going to be losing a couple of key players. For example, Puk and Kitambala are very much wanted by other clubs. We do have to have a plan for replacements, but the kind of money that they will bring in will mean that it could be a very interesting transfer window. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to Norwich, Part 10, Season 2 in the Ferguson save, set in the future. And as you can see from the league table, we are top of the Premier League, and after 20 games we have 43 points. We are level on points with Manchester United, and the remainder of the top 8 clubs are all very congested together. Our aim will be to get into the top 7, to grab one of those top 7 places and find ourselves in Europe for the first time next season. We are not expected to finish there. In fact, the prediction at the beginning of the season was that we would finish in 15th, so we are absolutely excelling. And we have a number of players who are in form. Puk, Kitambala, J. Neal, Ahanach, they are all in outstanding form. But as we come into the January transfer window, we are expecting to lose both Puk and Kitambala. Now, I do have replacements for both those players in Marcos and young J. Neal, who is in the form of his life, but we do have to start thinking about replacements for both of those players as this transfer window progresses. We also have a need to bring in a defensive midfielder, a central midfielder, and a left back. And I think we should go along the way of bringing in youth players who we can develop and who will become great players in the future. And today we will be playing 2 games. We will be away at Tottenham, and then we will be home against Leeds. And it is a very, very busy time, and I think we have 4 games in the next 10 days. And so we are going to need to employ some element of rotation over the next couple of weeks. But before we go into what has been happening on and off the pitch, if you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing this game, then why not? Subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow. Help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling up above. This channel has been set up to support the British Heart Foundation. So let's have a look at what has happened on the pitch since you were last with us. And when you were last with us, you saw us have that 3-1 away victory against Aston Villa, and we followed that up with a very good 2-2 home draw against Arsenal. J. Neal getting both of those goals. And then against Watford, a very tricky fixture, we were 3-0 up, and Watford came back in the second half, but we managed to hold on to a 3-2 victory in that game. And then a poor result against Manchester City away at the Etihad. We lost that game by 3-1, possibly a result that should be expected. And then we had a very narrow 1-0 home victory against Southampton, and so that keeps us on top. But we do have these 3 games, one after the other, very quickly. Tottenham, Leeds and Manchester United. They are all very, very tough games. One of the things that I am concerned about, and if we look at our current form and the way we have been performing of late, is complacency. And I think a number of players are starting to get a little bit complacent, and this was evident in the 3-1 defeat away at Manchester City, where we did not play very well at all. And so I think it's very important that we don't lose this first game of these next 3 games. And I think against Tottenham there might be a case for rotation here, and we may have to look at playing our most determined, hard-working, aggressive players in order that we can hopefully get a result there and set us up nicely for the Leeds and Manchester United games. I think it's very important to get off to a very good start in this first fixture. And with the transfer window due to open in the next couple of days, we do have 2 players that it is highly likely that we are going to lose. We know that Kitimbala wants to leave. He wants to go and play with a better team. He's got a transfer value of £62 million, and he's only wanted at the moment by Brescia in Italy. Whether he will consider Brescia to be a better team and whether or not they will come in with an offer of £62 million for him, I don't know. But it is highly possible, if we get an offer in that relates to that value, that he probably will want to leave. And then we have Clark Pook. Now, Clark Pook is wanted. I think he does want to leave. I think he wants to play Champions League football, and Tottenham are rumoured to be interested in him, and he has decided that he would like to pursue the opportunity at Tottenham. If he wants to ruin his career, that's up to him. We have, however, agreed with him that his transfer value should be £100 million, and if Tottenham do come in for him with £100 million, then I guess I'm not going to have any choice but to sell him. But with that money, I think that we could find a very adequate replacement, and we will also hopefully be able to strengthen other areas of the pitch. So losing either of those two players probably won't be a very big deal. I do need to bring in players in midfield. We are ageing in midfield, and so we are pretty desperate to bring in extremely good replacements. We do have Sutherland, who is predicted to turn out to be a very good player, and we have Parry. But Norris is ageing now, and we do need to start thinking about replacing people in our midfield. We do need to buy another centre-back, and we do need a new left-back. We do have McSweeney at left-back, who's playing extremely well, but he's just a young kid, a breakthrough prospect, and I think it's unfair to expect him to be carrying the weight of first-choice fullback at his very young age. So we do have work to do with this squad, even though we are top of the Premier League. And it is going to be, I think, a very interesting transfer window. I think possibly one of those two players will go. I doubt whether both of them will leave, but we do need to think ahead in terms of finding players to replace them should one or both of them go. But for now, I think we should focus on playing against Tottenham. We need to get ourselves off to a very, very good start, and I'm likely to be playing players who are very determined, who have good work rate, and are very aggressive. I want to get off to a good start in this set of fixtures over the next few days, and then maybe by the end of the episode we will still be top of the Premier League. Poor results today will mean that we will slip down the table for sure, and could possibly finish the episode in 5th or 6th place, and that would not be very satisfactory. So let's go and set up for the game against Tottenham. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today against Tottenham is Gotsingo with Allen, Silva, Lasharas, McSweeney at the back, Ahanach, Fortes and Zaprapoulis in midfield, with Pook, Neal and Wilden playing up front. It's a game that I really want to win. I don't think, though, that we are going to win it. The players seem very relaxed and very confident. I just see this as one game too far for us. Things have been going a little bit too well. I think what I probably need to do is bring the mentality down to possibly, let's go to a balanced mentality. I think they're going at them. They are very, very pacey, this Tottenham team. And I think we just need to be much more balanced in our approach, as we are away anyway. And I'm telling you, the pressure's all on them. And I have faith in you. Go out there, make a difference. And let's see if we can't get a result here today. I don't feel very optimistic, but hopefully we will get off to a good start. Hopefully we'll create chances, and Wilden or J. Neal will be able to put one of them away. Manchester City, I'm expecting to beat Bournemouth, and Manchester United are away at Newcastle, which is a very tricky fixture. And it's going to be a very tough couple of weeks for us. Tottenham are actually taking the game to us and are creating much more of the chances. We've dominated the possession, but again, if you don't create chances and score goals, you don't win football matches. And as good as your defence might be, you have to score goals. And here is Pook. Pook is on a yellow card at the moment, and my assistant wanted me to get stuck in. I'm going to take that off. I'm also going to tell Pook to ease off the tackles. There's no need for him to be tackling so hard, and hopefully we'll perform a little bit better now. But Tottenham have taken the lead. Tottenham looks like are going to win this football match. All the early signs are that we cannot live with them. We beat them earlier on in the season. I'm not sure how, but all the early signs are they are going to be too good for us today. We don't look like we're on form, and I think this has been coming. Our recent form has not been brilliant, and it has been coming, and we're not doing very well. And I can see McSweeney is already having a poor game, and that's not good. And up front, Pook is having a dreadful game. I think I will be happy to sell Pook because he is a very hit and miss player, and I hope somebody does come in with a lot of money for him, because his consistency, especially of late, has been very poor. His passing has been dreadful, and Tottenham are easily winning this football match, and we are not in this game. And the boys need shouting at, and I'm going to berate them because they're just not focused at all, and they need to wake up. And again, we've lost the ball, and it just looks awful to me. Tottenham are having all the highlights. Our team look out of sorts. Pook looks dreadful. He's going to have to come off at half-time. And we're going to have to bring Marcos on for Pook. I will be quite happy to sell Pook, I think. He is starting to look like a liability. Wilden is also having a poor game. It's all falling apart here at Norwich. It's McSweeney, it's dreadful down the left, and we're going to have to make some changes at half-time. I really can't be dealing with this, and I'm going to tell them, what was that? It was dreadful. And so we'll go into the second half. I have made 4 changes at half-time. It's down the left. We were absolutely dreadful, so I pretty much changed the left-hand side of the pitch. We've taken off Ahanach as well, who was having a really poor game in the centre of midfield. Neil has gone up top. We've taken Wilden off, and Marcos has come on for Pook, who is having an absolute nightmare. But at the moment, it's still Tottenham who are ruling the game, and we need to step it up. And this, I'm going to shout at them again and demand more. This is not good enough. We've given the ball away again. Our passing is absolutely dreadful today. And here come Tottenham again. That's a nice tackle. And Kitimbala looks to bring it forward, but gives the ball away again. This is just not acceptable. They are very, very poor today. Lasheras is having an absolute stinker of a game now. And so we're going to bring on Antonio for Lasheras. What we will need to do is switch those around. Antonio doesn't have the pace to play as the cover defender. And it looks really dreadful today. And my apologies coming back for this game. I apologise for the team for putting on such a dreadful performance. And we do have the ball, though, and it is cleared. Can we get hold of the ball? Because somebody actually put their foot on the ball. It would be nice. And we just, haven't seemed to have strung up, despite the fact we've had all the possession. I haven't seen us string a pass or two together. And here's Zaprapoulos bringing it forward. It looks like he's going to run into a dead end, but he has got past his man. Now get it into the penalty area. Here's Kitimbala. Kitimbala finds Fortes, and Fortes does what everybody else is doing today and makes an absolute fool of himself, and the ball goes out of play. I think we have to go positive now. I have to try and get something out of this game. It is an absolute nightmare. We don't deserve anything out of it. We've played absolutely shockingly, and Tottenham deserve the 3 points. Sometimes I don't understand why players suddenly decide, okay, I'm taking the day off today. Maybe that's just football, and heads will roll in the dressing room afterwards. I haven't seen us put 2 passes together, and Tottenham have made it 2-0. And what an absolute shambles. I am hard on this team, I suppose, when I don't need to be. We're supposed to finish in 15th, not top of the league. We are definitely not going to be top of the league at the end of this episode. I really don't understand this, though. They've been in cracking form. And today, when they got off the bus, they just didn't bother to play football. They just decided, nah, we're taking the day off. We don't mind being in third. We don't want to be top. And now we are 3 points behind Manchester United. Very difficult game coming up in a couple of days' time against Leeds. What an absolute shambles they have been. They are going to be told that they have been a shambles. And I think for the first time this season, I am going to throw the water bottle at them. And I am fed up of teams just not turning up. I get enough of this in the Burnley save. I'm not expecting it from this Norwich team. I don't recall us putting more than 2 passes together in a single move in that game, and we deserve to lose. And we have another tough game coming up. We have to get ready now for the game against Leeds. It's going to be even tougher. So I need to go and get the team ready for the game against Leeds now. I need to calm down. That was absolutely shocking. I need to calm down, get them ready, and hopefully we'll put up a better performance against Leeds. If we don't, then it looks like downward spiral on the way. We'll be right back. And so today, the team against Leeds in this what has become a very, very important game now is Gotts in goal with Allen, Silva, Lasharas and McSweeney at the back. Ahanach, who needs to have a better game than he had a few days ago. Sutherland and Hillman on the wing. Neil, Pook and Wilden will play up front. I don't know if we're going to win this game either. The team are fairly happy, but we are at a point where we are declining in terms of our form. I don't know what it's about. We have been absolutely dominant in this league up until now, and this is a match we should be winning. Make sure you do. I need strong performances out there today. Wilden has not been the same player since he got injured, and maybe it is time for him to be leaving the club. Maybe in the summer we've got to start thinking about Wilden moving on. He's getting on for 30 now, I think. Nicely taken down by Silva. Finds Allen. Allen to Lasharas. Needs a better game than he had a few days ago. Here's Wilden. Wilden is in space. Wilden has a chance. Wilden has scored. And here we are talking about how Wilden has not been in form of late, and the commentator's curse strikes again, but this time in our favour. And I do believe that, given he's 30 now, we can still make some money for him in the summer if we can find a really decent young forward. And the money that could be coming in for Pook, Kittenbala and Wilden, we can find really decent players to replace them. But do we want to get rid of Wilden? Is he going to come back into a bit of form? Who knows? Manchester United are actually cruising at the moment, and they have gone 5 points clear. They are still 3 points clear of us. It would be nice if we could stay 3 points clear of Manchester City after this game. Manchester City, who are breathing down our necks, as are Arsenal. It's all very tight there at the top. We shouldn't be there. We should be probably 10th or 11th. So I am expecting a decline from this team in the second half of the season. But I really do believe we can get a European spot. Getting into the Conference League for next season would be really good, because I believe that we could win that competition. I think that if we strengthen in the right places, we could really win the Conference League, and I'd like to get into that. The Champions League will be way too difficult for us, as will be the Europa League. So the Conference League would represent a really good option for us, and we do have to pay attention to what Leeds are doing here, because they are pressing us. They are looking to get the ball into the box. We are defending badly again, and We have scored an own goal. I don't know what happened there. This is terrible defending. I have to berate them again. This is absolutely dreadful. I don't know what they're doing, and I don't think they know what they're doing. And I really haven't got a clue what happened there. It was just dreadful defending. And once again, it's our defence that's responsible. We've had, again, we've dominated this game. We've had 13 shots, but only 2 on target. It's now 15 shots and only 2 on target. We've been absolutely appalling again. And again, there's another opportunity goes begging. And I really do think FM need to look at this. 16 shots, 2 on target. And yet the opposition, an inferior team, 3 shots, 1 on target, 1 goal. But Wilden is in again. Can Wilden make it 2? No, he can't. This is going to be one of those days again today. And the team's going to have a rollicking. This is not good enough. I'm going to throw the water bottle. They have been absolutely appalling again. It is not good enough. And 17 shots, only 2. 18 shots and only 3 on target. This is not acceptable. And the game needs to look at this. How can this happen consistently? Inferior teams only need really 1 shot to score. And it's not something that happens maybe once a season. It happens regularly. And it's I think the match engine is old and it just doesn't know how to play modern football. And we do need to get a grip. Sutherland gets the ball into the box, but that's poor again. And we need to try and score a goal somehow. Here is Allen. Allen finds Ahanach. Ahanach has gone really out of form of late. And I think I need to be looking at bringing somebody else in for a spell, give him a rest. He's quite old. And Hillman's looking for Neil. Neil has been fouled. Are we going to get a penalty? I think, and it's quite interesting that I don't remember the last time we had a penalty, so it is about time. Checking the penalty review, is it going to be given? It is awarded. Wilden should be able to put this away now. I mean, quite frankly, we deserve to be in front, but our forwards, our shooting has let us down. I don't know why they are on such good ratings. And Wilden puts it away. It's 2-1 now. And I can't understand why Pook and Wilden maybe because he's got 2 goals, but Neil, they're on good ratings, and yet we've had 20 shots and only 4 on target. Our XG, though, is 3.37. We're underperforming in terms of our XG. I don't understand this game sometimes. We should be absolutely romping this, but we're not. Another chance goes over the crossbar. And I really don't know what is happening here. However, we've got the 3 points as it stands at the moment. Time to go and make some changes. So we have made a couple of changes. I think they give it another 5 minutes and I will change the 2 central midfielders. Silva, though, is looking very tired. We're going to bring on Antonio for Silva. And we'll probably need to change one of the centre mids. Let's give Ahanach a rest and we'll bring on Norris to have a game. Give Fortes a rest today, but here's Antonio to Ahanach. This has been a really, really poor performance again. First touch was poor there. Here is Carioca. He finds Antonio to Lashares. Here's McSweeney to Sutherland. That's a very, very poor pass again. And are we going to let Leeds back into this game? It wouldn't surprise me. Leeds, who are a vastly inferior team to us. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off the positive mentality now. I'm going to go and play in a more standard. Here's Wilden. Wilden's through. He's hit the post, though he doesn't get his hat-trick. I'm going to go back to a standard mentality. And I just have this funny feeling that Leeds are going to... They're probably going to try and whip the ball over the top. So we're going to drop the line back a little bit and hopefully then stop them putting that long ball over the top. It's really, really poor. Our XG is 4.06. We're underperforming on our XG. 26 shots, only 5 on target. And I don't know how Leeds have pushed us so close, because they haven't threatened us at all. I don't know how we managed to get that result. I'm going to say we cannot afford to become complacent. I wonder if complacency is the issue. But we're going to finish the episode in second place. Manchester City do have a game in hand, and probably will push us down into third. Second place is second place. We can't complain about that. And though it is looking like we are going into a period of decline, we need to beat Manchester United, because if we don't, then they will run away with the Premier League title, I think, and Manchester City will go above us. We're battling. We're doing a very good job. We are supposed to only finish in 15th. I should not be so hard on them. I should accept what they're doing is really something special. But I'm not impressed by the way that they've played today. That's it for this video. If you are brand new to the channel and you like FM content and you just love to see people suffer playing this game, you're in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow, and help us to support the very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling up above. We will come back after the transfer window has shut, and then we will be playing against Chelsea and Watford, although the FA Cup may have something to say about that. So we'll be back early in February for our first 2 games in February. All that remains to be said now is stay safe, everybody. Keep calm. And we will see you in the next episode.